All of these efforts have led to a preliminary focus on three key areas where we're going to spend the majority of our time. The need to enact a strengthened and effective one-strike provision, parole reform, and better GPS tracking. Any additional priorities uncovered over the next few weeks or raised through community involvement will also be considered as a part of our proposal. To walk through the three areas of focus, the first is a strengthened one-strike provision. Violent sex offenders who target children are the most violent and the most dangerous criminals in our society. I don't believe you can rehabilitate a sexually violent predator who goes after a child. With this in mind, we are going to do everything possible to put in place policies to ensure the maximum sentence for these offenders. The second area is parole reform. The more answers we get to what happened in this parole instance, the more questions we have. How did a convicted sex offender who had had a determination he would reoffend possibly be allowed to violate his parole multiple times without ever being sent back to prison? Had he been sent back, he would have been reevaluated under new stringent laws that had passed since his initial conviction, and he could still be incarcerated today. We formally requested that immediately the Department of Corrections send every sex offender parole violation to the Independent Board of Parole Hearings. This board is a more objective and independent entity to make decisions on public safety than the corrections bureaucracy. But this is just one small step. Our legislative efforts will include significant reforms to the parole system to ensure the proper prioritization is given to those high-risk offenders who are most likely to reoffend, who are most likely to hurt our children. The parole system has to be fixed. In addition to a strengthened one-strike provision and parole reform, we're looking at ways to improve GPS monitoring and the creation of safe zones.